Hello, welcome to Strong Flow Vinyasa. And today we're going to be getting into the fourth chakra, also known as the heart chakra. So that includes some shoulder opening. That includes a lot of back bending. We'll be doing counter flexion for that back bending so we don't get too worn out. And as always, I will give you some affirmations as we go along associated with the heart chakra, which are always feel free to come up with your own intentions as needed here. Okay. Block. We're going to use those primarily more towards the end to help us open up a little bit more for camel. It can also be useful as a modification for puppy. And I've got a strap behind me as well. We're going to use that more at the end as well as we get into the hips and kind of calm down the back a little bit before we go into Shavasana. So that being said, let's get going. We're going to start on our back, And once you come onto your back, kind of roll the shoulders back a little bit. Let the feet come as wide as your mat. Let your belly kind of sink in towards the spine, maybe even taking it in towards the spine just a little bit more. Hands can be anywhere right now that's comfortable for you. And we're going to just take this side to side here, nice and gentle windshield wiper. How far you go to one side or the other is just going to depend on your own body. Good. And then from here, we'll come back to center. We're going to take the hands to our heart center and just kind of relax in here for a moment, coming to the intention. Now, like I said, I'm going to give you different heart chakra affirmations. You can also come to the color green. Green is the color of the fourth chakra. And when you breathe, really focus on expanding through the ribcage. And once that's set, let's take the arms up towards the ceiling. So we're going to protract and retract here. So my palms are facing each other. My fingertips are facing the ceiling. I'm going to protract. So I'm going to reach up. My shoulders will reach away from the mat. And then I'm going to retract, taking them back down. And protract and retract. And protract and retract. Protract, retract, protract, retract. Take the arms out wide, all the way out. Hopefully you don't hit a wall like I just did for myself, and bring them back up. Maybe touching the hands, and open and close and open and close. Now open, if your palms are towards the ceiling, turn your palms down. You'll get a little bit of a stretchy there around the bicep. And then you can be at ease. We're going to take this into Bananasana. Bananasana. So I'm going to start by taking my arms long behind me, legs long in front of me. And while we're here, let's just get a nice full body stretch because they're so good. From the fingertips to toes. And then once you're ready, I'm going to slide my right leg to the right. The left leg can slide along beside it or cross over. I'm going to pick up my upper body and take it towards the right. And my right hand is going to grab the left wrist. And I'm going to tug. And I'm going to breathe and expand here. So first affirmation I'll give you is I am loved. I am loved with a D on the end. I am loved. Or I am love. I am love. From here, we'll release the wrist, lift the upper body, take it back to center, undo the legs, take them back to center. Whatever little movement here that would feel good to your body, go ahead and take that. And then we're going to take this to the other side. So legs are going to come long. I'm going to slide my left leg to the left. Right leg's going to come alongside it or cross over. I'm going to pick up my upper body, take it towards the left hand to the right wrist. Gentle tug, breathe and expand. And then when you're ready, you can release. Take that upper body back to center, undo the legs, and you can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. We're going to take this into a twist. I'm just going to kind of move some of this stuff down here. Knees in, arms out to the side, knees in a tabletop position, so knees over the hips, shins parallel to the floor. And we're going to let those knees come all the way over to the right, keeping left shoulder grounded, looking to the left. Breathe and expand. Connecting with breath. Head back to center. So you can take one leg back at a time, or if you've got a strong core, you can bring both knees back. Good. Belly button is in. Knees are going to go to the left. Right shoulder grounded as you look to the right. How about I am open to love? I am open to love. And then when you're ready, one leg at a time, we're using your abs to bring you back in. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock, rock, rock here for a moment. That would feel good. And when you're ready, we're just going to roll over to the side. It doesn't matter what side, the side that's best for you. And we'll press ourselves up to a seat. Good. Now, while we're here in a seat for a moment, we're going to come into a little bit of neck stretches. So it doesn't really matter so much how you sit. Just sit comfortable, sit nice and tall. We're going to take the chin to the chest. And the reason I'm doing neck stretches here at the fourth chakra is because tight neck and tight shoulders are related. So we'll get into that just a little bit and we'll take that up. And coming back to center, left ear, left shoulder. Really letting the shoulder drop. And back to center, other side. And back to center, keeping your chest and your shoulders forward. Move only the head and the neck to the left. Maybe taking the right shoulder back just a little bit. And then coming back center, head and neck to the right. Maybe left shoulder back just a little bit. And back to center. Roll that out. We're going to come to all fours. All fours. So I'm going to bring my blanket in here today for knee cushion. And then once you come to all fours, we're going to also do a lion's breath. Lion's breath. Now, this is meant to be a fun thing, not a serious thing. But from here, what you're going to do is you're going to reverse the breathing pattern of your cat-cow. So I'm going to inhale as I round, and then from here, I'm going to stick my tongue out and exhale as I go into my count. So go like that. Inhale, exhale. Good. So take a few rounds of that. Good. Now come back to basic table and we'll go into our normal breathing pattern. Inhaling on the cow, exhale on the cat. Now really take your time here, really work, really get loose, really press the floor away. Your back will thank you. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, we're going to take this into a child's pose. Child's pose. So knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. Arms can be long in front of you or hands can be back by the ankles, depending on how shoulders are. And I'm going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen forward. Good. Now this might be enough for some people. My shoulders, I want them to have a little bit more opening. So I'm going to roll my shoulders, elbows, and hands towards the ceiling. And just a little bit more of a stretch there. I'm still expanding that rib cage. I'm going to take the palms back to the floor, hands under the shoulders, and I'm just going to come up just a little bit. Taking my hands back forward, we're going to go into a little side stretch here. I'm going to walk my hands over towards the right. As I walk my left hand forward, I'm going to lift my hip, press in and forward into the right hand, sink towards the left. Breathe and expand. It's a little bit of a rib cage stretch, armpit stretch here. Expand into that breath. So I am love. I am loved. I am open to receive love. How about I am grateful? I am grateful. And we'll come back up. Moving through center, half or full child's pose here to reset the spine. And when you're ready, good, I'll lift up a little bit. I'm going to walk over to my left. I'm going to walk my right fingertips forward. Then I'm going to lift my hips. I'm going to press in and forward into the left hand. I'm going to sink to the right now. So same stretch now on the side. We'll come up, coming back to center, half or full child's pose. When you're ready, we're going to make our way to a downward facing dog. So taller people take a half a hands width or full hands width forward. Shorter people can stay where you are. My fingers are spread wide. I'm rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and thumb. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to shift back as I press in and forward into the mat, lifting the knees, lifting the hips into my downward facing dog. Now, for a moment, check in with that good form. Hips, knees, and toes are in relative alignment. I'm pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Shoulders are away from my ears. Elbows are turning towards the ceiling. I'm still rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb. Ears are more around by the biceps. Head and neck is free. You can lift and lower. You can walk the dog. You can be in stillness. Find what feels good. And then once you're ready, good. From here, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. We're going to walk or step the feet forward to meet the hands. You can come to your blocks if you can't touch the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Nice long spine. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees with this bow and just kind of let the arms dangle. Let the head shake, yes. Let the head shake, no. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, and we'll fold. Inhale, root into the feet, engage your glutes, raise all the way up, long back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. So the next one I'm going to give you here is how about I can forgive others and myself. I can forgive others and myself. Forgiving is not the same thing as forgetting. Don't forget that. But you can forgive people for your healing. You can't control what they do. You can only control you. Okay. So we're going to go into 3 sun salutation A's here, and you can modify those however it is that you need to do so. I'm going to set my feet in just a little bit closer together. Good. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a float. Try not to collapse to those shoulders. You can take a cobra or up dog variation. From down dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a float. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale and we lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose take or skip a flow. And once you've made this to your down dog here, go ahead and come onto the knees. Good. And we're going to take this into puppy. So different things for different people. If taking forearms to the floor is too deep, you can always take forearms to your block. And then you're going to basically kind of come into a cow pose, if you will. So chest is going to come forward, belly button's going to tilt back, hips stay over the knees. Okay. So you can do it that way. You can also do it with forearms on the floor. Okay. Some of you might need a block or a folded blanket or maybe a pillow, depending on what you have, as a little bit of chest support. Good. As you come down here, taking arms forward. Okay, that's another modified puppy. Others are able to come into full puppy. So maybe you come down onto the forearms, walk that out, chest to the floor. Good. My chin is on the floor. I'm looking up just like a puppy dog. Good. If you've got a neck issue, take your forehead to the floor. But hips stay over the knees. And we'll breathe and expand. Now, I know I make this one look easy. This one took me several years to be able to do. And then probably another year after that of more opening up to be able to do it without discomfort. So be patient with yourself. How about I love my body no matter what it can or cannot do. I love my body no matter what it can or cannot do. And then if you took your chin to the floor, we'll take the forehead down. Hands are going to come under the shoulders and we'll come back up. Good. Now from here, counter that deep extension with some deep flexion. So really press away, find a nice cow pose here. And then when you're ready, good. In the way that's best for you, find your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, intention. Okay. We're going to go into a couple rounds of a sun salute B here. We're going to open up into a little back bend variation once we come into warrior one with the first set, and then we'll get into some shoulder openers in the second set. So if you do not have any low back issues, balance issues, what have you, you can zip your legs together to go into your chair. If you do have one of those issues or you're newer, step hip width apart. Okay, so go to where you need to go here. Big inhale and we'll lift. Exhale, sit back into the chair. Okay, so if your feet are hip width apart, hip, knees, and toes are going to track. Don't let the knees fall in or fall out. If you're together, really zip up through that midline. Arms, ideally you want the ears and the biceps to be next to each other. If your shoulders don't allow for that, or don't allow for that without going into a deep extension, just kind of take them where you need to take here. Likewise, if you're in a little bit of a hump, just take your chest a little bit more forward. That'll come out of the hump. You don't necessarily have to take them higher. Go where you need to go. Breathe always. I am magnetic to the energy of love and joy. I am magnetic to the energy of love and joy. Big inhale. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip the flow. If you're flowing, halfway down is all you need. Try not to collapse to the shoulders. Protect those rotator cuffs. Good. Once you've come to your down dog, just take that left leg back, 3-point, bending that knee. Just open up to the side. Good. Gazes to that right foot. Left shoulder is down, so the upper body is square. Breathe. And then once you're ready, good. I'm going to bring that hip and knee back even to the floor. I'm going to shift forward, step or pick up and flip your left foot forward between the hands. Find length. That'll help with stability as you warrior prep that back leg. Heel to heel, heel to arch, or take it out a little bit wider. Okay. Once you're there, good. Strong legs, strong abs will come up. Finding warrior one. Front hip will come back. Relaxing the shoulders. So technically you're in a standing back bend here. Pressing through the back edge of the back foot, lengthening that front knee as needed. Hip, knee, and toe track forward. You should be able to also look down and see that front toe. So if not, that foot needs to be more forward. Front heel always grounded. So back bend number 2, because number 1 is what you're in right now. You can stay here. You can just open up. What could I open my heart to today? What could I open my heart to today? And we'll take that back up. Good. Nice, slow, and controlled descent as you come back to the floor. Planting the hands, swiveling up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From downward facing dog, when you're ready, we're going to do that same thing on the other side. Right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee, opening up. The right shoulder is down, upper body's even. Gaze to that left foot. And when you're ready, good. Knee and hip are going to come back even to the floor. Good. Come forward, step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Find some length as you warrior prep that back leg. Strong into both feet and legs as you rise. Good. Finding warrior one. So front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Make any adjustments as needed. Relaxing the shoulders. Good. And as you zip up that front body, again, if you want that little back bend, a little bit deeper one, you can come back. My heart is open to receive. My heart is open to receive. And we'll take that up. Big inhale. Exhale. Lengthen. Slow and controlled descent as you go to the floor. Swivel up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. And finding that down dog. Okay. So we're going to go right into the second round of sun salute B here. We're going to come back to that left side. So left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. We can open that back up. And then from here, hip, knee, and toe. I'm going to come back even to the floor. Coming forward, step or pick up and put the left forward between the hands. Warrior prepping that back leg. Good. Find the alignment that's good for your body. And when you're ready, we'll rise, finding warrior one. Front hip will come back hip forward. Zip up the front body, press the back edge of the back foot. Now, getting into the shoulders on this next round, I'm going to take my arms forward. I'm going to clasp the hands and press away. And just round here like I'm trying to separate the shoulder blades. Not everybody finds their best stretch when the arms are straight forward. So feel free to play with different angles here until you find yours. I choose love over fear. I choose love over fear. And when you're ready, we'll take that back up. Inhale, exhale again. Find that nice descent. Swivel up the back foot, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From your down dog when you're ready. Coming into your good down dog form. Remember, elbows turn towards the ceiling. Right leg's going to lift 3-point. Bending that knee. Opening up to the right. Good. We're going to take that hip and knee back even to the floor. Good. We'll step that foot through, or you can pick it up and put it there. Warrior prepping that back side. And when you're ready, taking it back up. Good. Warrior one. Good. Now, this shoulder opener, if you liked what we did before and you want to do that again, feel free to go there. Otherwise, different things for different people. So you can take your hands here and just open the elbows back. For some people, that's all you need. I'm a little too wide here. There we go. That's all you need. Some people can clasp. Some people can press down. Some people can roll back and lift. I can't do that today, so I'm going to stay right here. So take your front shoulder opener, your chest opener, where you can take it. Good. Zip up that front body. When you're ready, we will release. Coming up. Good. Slow and controlled descent back to the floor. Planting the hands, swiveling up back foot, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Just take a moment just to rest here. Well, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. Let's take those knees down. We're going to come onto the belly. We're going to go into some locust variations here. So I'm just going to let my legs be about hip width apart. I'm going to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Let's do upper body only first. So hands are going to come towards the hips. They can be palms up or palms down. That's just, depends on how you feel. Rolling shoulders back, belly button is in. When you're ready, and lift. How high you go depends on the individual person, as long as there's no pain or crunching in the back. And we'll take that down. Let's make a recovery pillow with the hands. We'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips here. Good. Now from here, lower only is going to open. I'm still hip width apart. Belly button is in nice and tight to the spine. I'm going to lengthen and lift. Good. Careful not to point the toes so much you get a foot cramp. And then we'll take that down and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now, for the full, different things for different people. You can do the variation where there's no bind. So the hands are going to be by the hips, and you can just kind of lift up like that. If you do want to bind, but can't quite do it because your shoulders or your wrists don't want you to, for whatever reason, you can take your strap. We'll take that strap across the low back here. Now, the closer you take your hands together, the harder you'll make this. Keeping the arms more in line with the shoulders will make it a little bit easier. Otherwise, when you're in the bind, you can usually lift up a little bit higher. Okay, so you choose yours, with or without the bind. Belly button is in. Inhale, exhale. Find your locust. And when you're ready, we'll take this back down. Good. We'll take this back down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands under the shoulders. Press back a child's pose, or maybe coming into a nice deep cat pose. Find what you need. How about my heart center is wide open? My heart center is wide open. And then we'll come back here. Good. So after that, we're going to come to some bow poses. Bow poses. So, or variations. We're going to come back to the floor. We're still on the belly. And we're going to take these in stages. So stop where your body needs you to stop. Okay. So I'm going to start by bending the right knee. For some people, this is all you can do, and that's great. Even if you can't reach back here and grab pants or your foot, you can still reach from hip to knee, which is what we're going to do next. So some people, this is going to be it. Otherwise, again, you can reach from hip to knee. It's going to activate that stretch in the front body just a little bit more. If you want to go a little bit deeper here, belly button is in nice and tight. Squeeze the right glute. Right foot goes straight up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want the left arm to come forward. Maybe left leg hovers. So there's your half bow. And we'll come back down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We're going to take that to the other side. So left knee is going to bend. We'll reach around. Maybe you bind it. Maybe you don't. Good. Reach from the hip to the knee. Squeezing the left glute, taking the left foot up towards the ceiling. We'll lift. Maybe right arm comes forward. Maybe right leg lifts. And then we'll take that down and release. And we'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands under the shoulders. Good. Come back and round. Cat pose or a child's pose. So for this next one, we're going to come into full bow. Full bow. Some of you may not take that. You might just watch. You might just do what we just did, do a half one. Or you can follow me with a full one. So from here, I'm going to come back onto the belly. I'm going to move over just a little bit here. Good. So from here, I'm going to bend both knees. I'm going to reach back and grab my feet or my pants. Good. Make sure that the knees come back more in line with the hips, not, completely out to the side here. This might be it for some people. Others, you're going to squeeze the glutes, lift the feet straight to the ceiling. That might be yours. You might rock. You might roll. The rolling is core work. And once you're ready, we'll come back center, gently release, get that nice juicy cat pose or juicy child's pose. We'll just take a moment here to relax. Maybe coming back to the color green, the heart chakra, coming back to the breath. When you're ready, so we're going to give a break from that. We're going to come to a seat. I'm going to bring my blanket back in here to sit on. Good. So we're just going to do a basic seated twist. Just a basic seated twist. So if there's a different seated twist you want, you can certainly take it, but I'm just going to be crisscross applesauce here. So big inhale and reach. Exhale, I'm going to rotate with my length, rolling shoulders back, looking behind me, breathing and expanding. When you're ready, good, we'll lift up. Good, we'll take that to the other side. Arms down, rolling shoulders back, looking behind you. And we'll come back up and come back to center. Good. So from here, we're just going to do a real quick side bend. Over and move through center, other side. Good. So now we're going to come and we're going to prepare for camel. So I'm going to bring my knee cushion back in here. Okay, so we're going to come up onto the knees. And then we're going to prepare the hip flexors for this one. It makes camel just a little bit better. So you don't have to have blocks here. Blocks are a nice way to kind of put on the brakes, if you will, and just have a little bit more engagement to allow you to sink in. So I'm going to start. I've got my blocks in my hand. I'm going to take my left foot forward. I want that foot to be way forward. I don't want it to be here. I want it to be out here so that when I come forward, that heel stays grounded and I've got room to open up the hip flexor on the same side or this right side while keeping a nice long torso here. My front heel is grounded, so if yours is lifting up, that foot needs to be more forward. Knee is over behind the ankle. Your blocks are 3 different heights. If you're using them, find the one that works best for you. Breathing. Now, I show compassion to myself and others. I show compassion to myself and others. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, good. We're going to back off that. So we're going to come into a pigeon pose. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to heel toe over and then just kind of slide. into my pigeon. So my left heel is coming more towards my right hip flexor. I'm really going to reach that right leg back. If this is not good for your hip or your knee in the front, come onto your back, and you're going to take the left ankle over the right knee for a figure four. This is the exact same stretch as belly down pigeon, but it's kinder on the knee and the hip joint. Okay, so really kind of be mindful as to where you need to move. Take a drink of water here. Breathe and expand. And once you're ready, based on where you went with that, good. We're going to carefully come up. Good. Come out of there, maybe to a down dog, maybe back to your knees in the way that's best for you to get there. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that all to the other side. So I'm going to bring my blocks back in. My right foot's going to come forward. It's going to come way forward. And then when you're ready, good, we'll come forward here. That heel is grounded. My knee is over or behind the ankle. I'm using my blocks for support. I'm pressing in. I'm lengthening my torso. This is my tighter side. So maybe I'm just going to use a higher block variation here. Breathing. How about a basic affirmation? I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be loved. And you all do. So once you're ready, good. We'll come back out of there. Good. We're going to take this to the pigeon or the figure four. Do what you need to do on this side. It might not be the same thing that you did on the other side, but just kind of find yourself there. If you're going to belly down pigeon, really reach that left leg back and taking it down. Breathe. And then from here, good. Wherever you went with that, carefully come back up. Find a down dog or just come back to your knees real quick. And then we will all come to the knees and we're going to prepare ourselves to come into camels now that we're all prepped for that. So different camels for different people. Okay. So if you're going to take your hand back to your feet, tops of the feet down is going to be harder. You've got more to travel than up onto the toes. So just kind of be mindful of that. Some people cannot go back very far. So maybe you take your hands to your waist and your hips are going to come forward. Hips are always over the knees. And rolling the shoulders and the elbows back, maybe looking up, that might be yours. Maybe you come to a half camel. Okay. You can also do half camel with a block. Okay. Maybe you come to a full camel, which can also be done with blocks back here, or without props. So really zip up. Remember, hips are forward. This isn't a good place to try to back bend with hips behind the knees. Hips are forward, forward, forward. If you can't keep the hips from going back, this is your option for today. Okay, so when you're ready, just kind of take that where you're going to take it. Rolling shoulders back. If it's not good for you to have your head back, just nod the chin and look forward. And once you're ready, we'll nod the chin. Good. I'm going to carefully come out of there. Child's pose. Make it a roundy child's pose.
From here, when you're ready,
We're going to come onto our back. So we're just going to get a nice little stretch sequence here to calm things down. And I'm going to fold my blanket back up because I'm going to use that as a neck pillow while I'm down here. So come onto your back in the way that you need to get there. And then maybe just take the feet as wide as the mat again. Belly button is in and go side to side. And once you're ready, good, we're going to take that strap. Right foot is going to go into that strap. Right foot into the strap. Good. Your left knee can be bent or extended long as that doesn't hurt the back. Good. Take a piece of the strap in each hand and gently bring that in. Upper body stays grounded. This knee is micro bent, so it's not locked. For example, here's a locked knee. Here's a gentle knee. Be gentle. I see the good in the world. I see the good in the world. Hard today with all the news, but there is good things out there that's worth working for, worth fighting for. You have to dig a little deeper sometimes to find it. Sometimes you don't have to go looking as farther than your own backyard. And we'll come back up. Both pieces of strap into the right hand. Both hips are going to stay grounded. Taking that right leg out to the right. Wiggle around. Find your best stretch. If your left leg is long, reach through that left side. And we'll come back up. Good. We'll arc over. Good. So you can stay here at the 45-ish degrees, kind of wiggling around if you want, or you can take your leg, scoot out a little bit here. You can take it all the way over into full spinal twist, keeping leg in line with the hip. So if you can't hold it there on your own, put a block under there. Good. Right shoulder is going to be grounded as you look to the right. How about, I see the good in myself. I see the good in myself. Breathe and expand while you're here. And then we'll come all the way back up. Good. Putting the bend in the knee and taking everything back to center. Now, I'm going to do a midair switcheroo. So I've got the left foot in the strap. Right knee can be bent or extended along. You choose. Both pieces of the strap in each hand. Coming into that hamstring stretch again, pulling forward. Belly button stays in. Micro bend in the knee. Upper body is grounded. Maybe coming back to that color green. We'll come back up. Both pieces of strap into the left hand. Left leg out to the left. Wiggle around to find your best spot. If both hips are grounded. If you're reaching long with the right leg, really reach through that right side. Ready? And we'll take that up. Good. We're going to arc that leg over. So wiggle around here and find your best spot. You can choose to stay there. You can take it all the way over into full spinal twist, keeping leg in line with the hip. Don't let it flop on the floor. Left shoulder is grounded as you look to the left. When you're ready, good. We'll take that leg back up. We'll bend that knee. Bring the knees back into the chest. Maybe lift up, hug yourself. And we're going to go into the Shavasana from here. You can bring in any props as needed that you want. You can let everything come long and flop open. You can put a bend in the knee. You can be on your side. You can be on your belly. Be where you're not really going to be fidgeting and kind of wiggling around. And the last thought I will give you here for today is I focus on the abundance of love I already have, not the lack. I focus on the abundance of love I already have, not the lack. As you come back, taking some deep breaths. Choose stillness or gently let head and neck move side to side. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Choose stillness or bringing knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded and maybe lifted once more into a full body hug. And choosing stillness or moving any props out of the way if you use them before Shavasana time. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you. Reach and lengthen, find that full body stretch again. Leaning and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, pulling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bend in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for you in this moment, taking all the time that you need here. But when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, where we usually start our practice, but maybe not today. Good. Notice how you feel. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, 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 and lengthen, touching palms together. Exhale as you bring your thumbs down. Tap them right at the top of the forehead for good and true thoughts. To the lips for good and kind words. And to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted. No gain is ever reversed. May you be safe. May you stay well. May you have a wonderful day, evening, week, month, season ahead. Thank you so much. Namaste.